they got a term here in America that they call deadbeat dad. Many Christian, many Muslims treat God as a deadbeat dad. What is a deadbeat dad? A deadbeat dad is a person that don't care for their offspring, don't care about their children. They will just go around. You got men, you got women that do it, but mostly men who go around and have a lot of children with different women, and with no intention of ever taking care of them. And many religion got this deadbeat dad concept of the Creator. That God is a deadbeat dad who don't take care of his children. And that's a false concept of God. To think that he brought you here, according to the Bible, God said to Jeremiah, before I knew you, I ordained you as a prophet unto the nation. Call you, I sanctify you. Before even your conception. That means, what he's saying, that before your parents even come together, I know who you are. I recognize you. I send you to earth for specific purpose and reason. But as long as we see God as a deadbeat dad, we will not ever arise to our true potential, because we don't recognize who he is. And again, people of the first world, people of the third world, you got to look at this. People of the first world and people of the third world. People of the third world see their God as a deadbeat dad, because they believe I have to suffer, I gotta be hungry, my children gotta live in poverty, I gotta live on the most humane condition that human being can tolerate, and it's God's will. So it's not my wish, my will that any should perish. And then we have the concept and say, well, as soon as we come to Jesus, everything is going to be all right. He's going to take care of our problems. And then realize that we're a Christian and it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. God equip you with knowledge, with wisdom, with understanding to figure out things and to structure plans around your life so that your development, your creativity, your abilities, your skills, your talents should be used for the betterment of mankind, including yourself and others that you come in contact with, so that you can also help to develop, to give, to be kind, to be gentle, to speak peace to others, to want to see the betterment of humanity. You want to see the development of humanity. You want to see people as human beings, as a creation of God that need to be respected that need to be treated fairly. You want to develop a unique relationship with God. Not just a religious church experience, or a true relationship. Ooh, you can say, you can feel the very pulse that's beating into your heart, into your spirit, into your mind, that's driving you and showing you the relevant things, the right things, the right approach to how to speak to people, how to react in situation, how to recognize the true skills and ability that God placed within you, so that you can be able to help, to develop, to train others to become a better version of themselves, so that they too can become aware of their God consciousness. So to recognize that God is more than just a church experience. God is just more than a mass experience. God is just more than to say Jesus or to say Allah experience. Is to have divine instruction that guide in your life, that lead you into terrains and territory, so that you can be a better person in every area of your life. See God for who He is, the Creator. God is not a deadbeat dad. Christians and Muslims treat God like a deadbeat dad. The way they describe God, that, you know, you gotta suffer. They will do heinous things and think that, if I take a life for God, God is gonna reward me with this, and God is gonna reward me with that. I'm gonna go to paradise, or I'm gonna go to heaven. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, because, no. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. He said the heaven declared the glory of God, and the firmament show it is underworlds. There's no language or speech where God is not mentioned or uttered, because the very element speaks of God. The ocean speaks of God. The breeze speaks of God. The sun speaks of God. The moon and the stars speaks of God. The creative process that we see all around us every day speaks of God. The glory and the goodness of God is in everything. But humanity choose not to bring out the glory of God that is within them, so that they can present God to the world in a loving, fair, timely, kind manner. To be a true expression of God. To show forth His love. To show forth His glory. To show forth His goodness. And so many Christians today stand on the wrong side of the fence. So many religious people, Muslim, whoever you call yourself, whatever Christianity you have. There are so many different versions of Christianity. 7 Day, the Jesus only, the Jehovah's Witness, the Church of God, the Baptist. So many I even fail to recall. But in your religious ritual, is God be the focus of our religious rituals? To know that we have to focus on the betterment of humanity, because that's what God wants. Why is it we only care about when people die? Christianity base their theological beliefs on and dead people more than the living. And why would I say that? From observation. Because we only say we care about a man's soul. We have this narrative to say, well, I care about your soul. Is your soul right? Why don't care if the man have some food to eat this morning? Why I don't care if the person have a comfortable, decent place to live? Why you're preparing a man to die when you should be preparing in the person to live? To live a full, filled life and earth. Then when your works here on earth is end, when you come to that journey and knowing that you're going to meet your maker, or you're going away, you're no longer a part of this earth. Yes, it is important. You say, I wanted to prosper as a soul, prosper it, but deal with the living condition. Because I don't believe if a man have to, a man sleeping in the rain, he cooking his meal in the rain. You ever see a man cook a meal in the rain? Rain is pouring all around and he's cooking a meal. A man is sleeping and right beside where he's sleeping the water is pouring down. Have you ever seen poverty? It is more important to lift a man from such condition. Then when you lift a man from that condition, then the man is ready to hear about your God. Because if it said, listen me, you have elevated me from the nothingness to something. Now I can sit down and I can really truly see your God. Because he's a delivering God. I want to prepare people to live. How to live. Because so many people believe that people should die. That's why so many people go around the world and shooting people and bombing up places and killing people by the Jove, and people clap and say, hooray, ha, 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 ha. Because we're doing it in the name of God. What God? Whose God? Which God? Be specific. When you live for a while and you get to examine things that you see across the globe, and when you can travel the world and you see different things across the globe, and you get to understand how life is lived across the world and people, then you realize, if I have to prepare a person, I want to prepare them how to live. Prepare you how to live. Or to seek for the betterment of humanity. Then when I bring you to a place where you can strive and survive, that's the time I can say, prepare to meet your maker at some point in your life. But let's focus. We spend years telling people how to die. Let's spend some time showing people how to live. Let's spend some time show people how to live. You see, the color of your skin should not determine what you are and who you are and whose you are. And we treat God like God is such a racist God. And we don't recognize and we don't even realize it. That we believe that God is for one set of people. So if God is for one set of people, that means God is racist. And I believe that the earth, I don't believe that God is racist. I want you to get that clear. But to the action of people, and so-called church people and religious people, their action would speak like that. But I know better. That's the reason why I'm speaking the way that I'm speaking. Because I know that's a false narrative of God. It is false. Third world. First world. How many worlds did God create? How this world come to be? Why would God put the Indians, the Chinese, the Korean, the Japanese, the different ethnicities, the Europeans, the Africans? Why would God put the different ethnicity on earth if he never expect us to live and say the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof and they that dwell therein? And he expect you to prosper, even as a soul prospereth, and be in health, good health. When people of third world cannot get proper medical treatment, yes, some people live for years, never been to a doctor or a dentist or to get a health checkup, never sleep on a comfortable bed, never take a decent shower, never have a decent meal of comfort. And we act as if that's the way God designed it. When is man draw racial lines and barriers? So we have to start to see the things for what it is. Change the narrative. And stop running away with false concept and ideology. And I call it ideology. False ideology. That means concepts of idiots. We all should inherit the earth. And I will never forget, we was once not classified as human beings. And still today, some people don't see us as human beings. So when you're going to put a label as a third world or a first world or a last class or a no class upon yourself. Think again. Think. We are the people that have come through great tribulation. There's never a ethnicity of people who have suffered brutalities and evil like the people of our pigmentation and skin. Women get their belly ripped, pregnant, just for evil men and women to see what type of baby or how the mother would react, how she would die. We were a people that was injected syphilis into us to see how the syphilis would react up on our brains. We are a people that get our penis chopped off. We are the people that come through great tribulation. There's no other ethnicity. I don't care about the narrative that they try to use to brainwash us to say that there are other people that come close to the brutal treatment that we have received. None. No other ethnicity come close. I'm not saying that people have not suffered atrocities. I'm not saying that. I'm not denying those with their atrocities. But we are the people that get the most atrocities across the globe and the most brutal. And it's time for us to stand up and unite and said, this is what we are going into the future with, because we are looking for a betterment. And you so-called Africans and Caribbean leaders who have no backbones of your own, stand up and be men and women. It's not everything that the master said you should do. You're going to jump and say, oh, hi, master. Think. Who this gonna kill? Who this gonna hinder from get school? Who this gonna hinder from having the proper facilities built within their country? Who is gonna suffer hunger? Who is gonna be destitute? Who is gonna reap the repercussion of this brutal system that coming into place? And stand up and say, listen, I am not signing onto this, because I know it is wrong. I feel it is wrong. I understand it is wrong. But just because the master say you have to do it, mean that you have to do it. No. Stand up and be a person of your own background, structures, philosophy, mindset, and with a God-given heart of love and dignity and respect for humanity. Then you can stand up and speak the truth. Speak it ever, cause it what it may well. For he who do continue to do the wrong thing and do it still, in the end will suffer. Because if a man gets you to do evil, in the end, you're the one going to pay the repercussion and the penalty and the price. Look how many people in Latin America and in Africa suffer because of embargo, because of this, because of that, because people sign on to the wrong thing. Whose baby are you killing? Whose future are you hampering? Think if the thing that you're going to do is going to be for the betterment of humanity or for the domination of humanity. Anything that you're going to sign on to as leaders, first think, will this being a better solution for mankind. That's the first thing. Whether it's war, whether it's embargo, whatever it may be, first thing you got to think about, sit back and say, within yourself, have a God-conscious moment and said, is this thing that I'm signing on to, will it be for the betterment of humanity or will it be for the destruction of mankind? Who is going to be benefit? Is one set of people is going to be benefit from this and millions of other people suffer because of this? Know what you're signing on to. Peace out. This is the KOJ experience. Think. It's time now for us to have leaders who can stand up for what is right. It come like in these days you got no leaders who believe in nothing right. They have to yes master, no master. How far shall I jump, master? How high must I jump, master? Stand up. Set your face like a flint and say, listen, is what you trying to get me to do, will it be for the betterment? When the outcome of this, will it be for the betterment of mankind or for the destruction or the annihilation of a nation, of a people? Whose benefit is this? Who will be benefit? And if the question cannot be answered correctly, then you know that you don't sign on to the destructive of mankind. You sign on for the betterment, because if you destroy man, it will come back around to you. See how COVID go? One man catch it, then it spread around, come back around. AIDS, they bring AIDS, they put it on, boom, it circle around. They put in syphilis to us, it circle, it come back around. What goes around comes around. What goes around comes around. I am not on the white man's side, the black man's side, the Chinaman's side, the Indian man's side. I am on God's side. The rich get richer. How about the poor? What about them? I am on God's side. I am not aligning myself with no political party. No one. If a right candidate who stand up for humanity is running, that I know, and as a citizen, I can vote. But you got to love people to gain me.